This is just a warning for a gotcha. You've heard of people talking about indicators repainting, classic is zigzag or high, low, lows and things. Um, those are okay in the sense that they have to be that way. It's just the nature of how they act, but some things don't have to be that way. And look at this is starting all things default unless you change it from the default with $2,000. And this is saying in 2.3 months, you're going to make $1.5 million out of, $10,000 starting point. You ever heard the old story? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. It is. This indicator, this is someone I work with. She was using this indicator. Now, it took me a little while to track down, but it's actually doing the sin of knowing what's coming next and then pushing data backwards and making itself look better in the back testing than it actually is. The way you determine that something is doing this there's a couple of ways. One is just to have a computer that you never turn off, leave this open and watch it do trades and see if the trades start being completely different to what you're seeing. Right? We're seeing a win rate of 56%, 2-to-1 win to loss ratio, and so forth. If this doesn't show that in the forward trading, if you're kind of seeing like a loss, 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 whereas hang on, most of them are winning, there's a problem. The way I do it, because I've learned that TradingView will refresh about every day. So if I just leave this open, even though I think I'm looking at forward data, what can happen is sometime in a 24-hour period, they can refresh this, which means all the forward data that I thought I was looking at is now back data, and then the indicator is kind of looking too good to be true again. So what I do is I have a dedicated machine that's never turned off. That's just by default. I just happen to have that. So what I'll do is I'll put this up on one of the screens of that machine and I'll have a screen recorder going. And that screen recorder will capture everything like once a second or whatever. And I'll just run it for 24 hours. And then I'll go back and I'll look and I'll see if there's any points where it looked like it got refreshed. And I'll make sure I'm before that refresh point. And I'll look at the numbers here. And then I will simulate that point in time because I can go in the Nexus and I can say, I can go down to the time window, levels a little bit too far, go back a bit, tree still too far. There it is, test window. So I can actually say if I was going to start testing this today, I can set this start date and time to equal today, right here and now. And I can leave the end open, that's fine. And then I can do that screen record. So it's only looking at new trades and I can see what the numbers look like. So it's not being tainted by massive amounts of back data. And then I can see if those numbers changed because TradingView did a screen refresh. And if they didn't, then when I do a screen refresh, if all those numbers change, then I know the back data is completely different to the forward data. And so that's kind of proof that this indicator is not doing what it should be doing. So that's an important gotcha. Bottom line, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Look for the gotchas. And this is a big one. I mean, this indicator, you can't see the code, right? If you pull this up, this author doesn't let you see the code, source code, grayed out. So you can't look under the hood and see that what it's doing. So you just have to kind of look at buyer behaviors on the chart. And that's one way of getting live versus non-live data. There's some free screen recorders that you can use. There's other things. So anyway, I think that's important for everybody to know. If you're seeing like, hey, I'm going to be a millionaire in less than 2 months or in 2 months, you might want to start scrutinizing that very closely. Now, if you do come up with one that does that and you can't find anything wrong with it, share it with me. Why not, right? I'm going to ask, right? Go on, tell me about it. I want to have a look. I don't mind becoming a millionaire in 2 months either. Anyway, that's it, people. Just beware of wayward indicators. Fortunately, there's not too many out there that do that, but occasionally it happens, and then you get these crazy results. Take care.